So the seminar will focus on Taiji Qigong Shibashi Set 1, and to bring the students that will come the small details that are easy to miss. When you just see a video, it's like, okay, the movement, but why would we do, for example, if we take cloud hands? Yeah. There's tons of variation in Taiji in the different school of cloud hands. So we could, some school do it here, some bring the hands kind of pass in front in a different way. So why do we do it this way in Shibashi? What are the key elements that allow it to be what it is? Why did Professor Lin basically choose that form of moving? And what are we looking to move inside the body? How do we move the Qi as we do that movement? And my goal as a teacher is to be able to bring, I would say, a sense of perception that go a little bit deeper for each student, so that they can start to feel within themselves what are the limits that they should follow to help them make the exercise better adapted to how they can move now, and understand how their body will adapt as they develop better flexibility and better ability to move through the system. Allowing them to feel a lot more the intensity of energy and use that feeling of the Qi moving through them to guide them to find the right way for them to do the movement. It's one thing to look at a teacher, see how they're moving, try to imitate them, but your own body is different. You and I, when we do the movement, we don't do them exactly the same because our physiology is not the same, our capacity is not the same. And so my goal as a teacher is always to bring my students that little piece of understanding that they can feel that will, a little bit like a seed that will start to grow and allow them to go further in what they're doing within their movement. So it's really, in a sense, I could say, my goal is to teach you the system so that you can actually do the form properly, or within that system. Yeah.
That's great. We talked about the Shaolin posture. You wanted to introduce that one as well, and some of the basics in Qigong.
Yes. So the notion, as I was saying, I want to bring the system. And within that system, there are many tools that we can use to develop that perception. The Shaolin Zhangzuan system, which is how Professor Lin started and really developed himself and developed the capacity to emit Qi, is at the core of this. And once you understand how this Shaolin posture system works, you see that it is the core of the Shibashi system as well. There's so much elements from it that are inside that you really start to see it a lot more as a Qigong rather than seeing more the Tai Chi aspect of it, which people are just visually more aware of. But when you understand how the Qigong works, and especially how that Shaolin Qigong system functions, you really see that it's everywhere within Taiji Qigong Shibashi. So being able to bring through those exercises, develop the intensity of Qi that we'll play with, use different exercise also, or different way of moving that are outside of Shibashi, so that when you bring what you learn from them inside Taiji Qigong Shibashi, then all of a sudden the form is more alive. And this is what I mean when I talk about a system. It's really a group of different practice that makes you develop yourself from the inside out. It's to bring you all the different tools to do that. If you do a form like Taiji Qigong Shibashi Set 1, for example, you redo the same movement, at a certain point in your development, it's easy to kind of fall into a routine. And that's where you have two options. Either you stay in the routine and you kind of go down, or you are able to pass beyond that routine and kind of boredom state to really go back into meditation and go further. But in order to go further, you need to feel from the inside and learn to allow your body to teach you how to do the movement depending where you're at, and allow the Qi to continue to develop to do this. So through the posture, that helps to increase the intensity of Qi After that, when you start to move, it clears out the stagnation better, it starts to flow better, and it changes the way you move. When you do moving your arm, that's just a physical movement. For some people, it's already a lot, and it's already helping quite a bit. But if you allow the Qi to go, to fill up the shoulder, overflow through the arms, overflow through the elbow, and open up, then all of a sudden, everything is, you're not, compressing the joints, you're expanding them, and everything opens. So it's a different way of moving from the inside that you can integrate in Shibashisystemet and anything else that you do, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the notion of getting the system, understanding how it works, and using Taiji Qigong Shibashisystemet as your daily tool to integrate that system in you and be able to use it in everything else that you do. The goal of Qigong is not just to take a half hour or an hour every day to do that and feel better after. It's to ingrain it in your way of life so that everything that you do, keep that sensation of Qi, leads you through everything. If not, then you're not the same. It's learning a new way of living, basically.
Yeah, I agree a lot. I usually say to my students, this is Qigong, it's not Qi gymnastics.
There you go. Gong is developing a skill over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So develop that skill integrated, just like an artist, a painter will always look at the world with the painter's eyes. It's a skill. It's a way of seeing things, and that's how the brain is wired. And basically, Qigong is developing the skill of using your body to the best of its ability and to continue to develop that and to connect to the environment that you're in. Yeah. And so whatever other artistic aspects you have in your life will be enhanced from it. It's a life enhancer.
I like that formulation. I'll use that on the webpage.